Welcome back, 2822 Sports Night, right here on the CTV Now app, exclusively on Amazon, Apple, Roku TVs as well. We're streaming on Facebook Live, YouTube Live. You can catch us Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. And, of course, you can check out all our past episodes on our YouTube page. So make sure you like, subscribe, as well. Follow us on Instagram, Nate Johns, Ricky Turner, myself, Zach Grady. We appreciate you joining us as we start the work week off here on a Monday evening. And we were talking about LeBron, even though football starts. Unbelievable that we're starting about LeBron when King football starts tomorrow afternoon. But we were discussing somehow that the Sixers are now the favorites to win the East. Even though it takes time for a team to adjust, it's going to take time for everyone to figure out their roles. They're not the best team on paper right now, but they do still have to fill out the roster. And KCP is a nice little addition, and I'm sure they're going to, now that LeBron's there, they're going to sign a bunch of people, shooters with the mid-levels and everything like that.
They don't really have any roster space left. That's sort of the concerns with the Sixers is you filled it out with guys like LeBaron Philon to the draft and Anthony Simons through free agency, Dean Wade as well. They've filled out the roster for the most part. They actually had to waive Dalen Terry to fit LeBron in, which
I'm sorry. Were you upset about that?
I was devastated. And then they're going to have to waive somebody to bring in Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. So the roster is pretty much set as it's going to be.
All right, so then where does DeRozan land? Where does Draymond land at this point?
Draymond, I think we all know Draymond's going back to the Warriors.
DeRozan end up in Miami?
I think that makes the most logical spot.
That's what we said on Friday, right?
Yeah, I think that's the most logical spot just based off of again, Miami's situation, Miami's lack of depth at the guard position. I think DeRozan makes sense for them there, but yeah, I mean, this Sixers team, I know they recently reached Janai Broome as well. So RIP, Auburn legend.
He's still there for now. He's still there for now.
Oh, he is? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Janai Broome's still a Sixer for now. But yeah, KCP won a championship with LeBron back in, I think, 2020. With
the bubble.
So
he's the Bubble.
He's probably going to be a welcome addition in terms of 3-point shooting, defense. I know the Sixers were worried, people were worried about the 3-point shooting overall just because of the fact that, you look at LeBron, he's a below average 3-point shooter. Joel Embiid, how much is he going to be out on the perimeter? Jaylen Brown is, I think, typically around league average, but this Sixers team, I think there were some worries about that 3-point shooting. They get a veteran 3-and-D player that LeBron is familiar with, so maybe eases some concerns for now, but yeah, this, as you mentioned, there's Sixers roster, like right now is constructed. They really don't have any open roster spots to really make any moves. So any moves from here on out would probably require, trading a player or, releasing a player in the case of Dalen Terry.
Yeah, and the thing that a lot of people are getting ahead of themselves with, they're going to have time to make moves and see what this roster looks like and adjust. The season doesn't start for another 2.5, 3 months. The schedule's not even out yet. The trade deadline's not till February. The playoffs don't start till April. This is not necessarily going to be the team. It's going to be the starting five, ideally, if you're the Sixers, that you take into the postseason. But the bench and the rest of the roster are nowhere near done at this point, and probably won't be until we hit April and May. So there are time.
There's got to be the annual LeBron purging of the roster and bringing all of his friends in February after he takes a couple weeks off to rest his back.
Kevin Love's going to come in at the trade deadline.
He's going to be – this is what frustrates me. He's living in New York City. Like, he's not living in Philly. He's living in New York City.
I think that came out today that reportedly he would be living in New York City and going into Philadelphia.
Yeah, he's going to travel and commute into Philly. So should have just signed with the Knicks, man. If you're living in New York, should have just signed with the Knicks.
He doesn't want the ring chaser label.
I'm sorry. The ring chaser label, he's already had the ring chaser label, and he shouldn't have the ring chaser label because he doesn't chase rings. Rings come to where he goes to.
Well, that's what Derek Fisher said. He said he can't be a ring chaser if everywhere you go, you just
Get
add
the
it.
yeah,
You-
but I mean,
you're the
it's just that
difference,
people
yeah.
want to hate on
I
LeBron.
think Charles Barkley's the one who.
It's just people want to hate on LeBron because he's not, Lakers fans hate LeBron because he was never Kobe. But here's the thing. The Lakers, again, the Wakers, you go ahead. How's life now without LeBron when you got an all-white starting five?
They're still going to be okay.
Are they?
They'll be good. They'll be good. Luka can go on a playoff run. We watched him do it with the Mavs.
I'm not saying that he can't go on a playoff run. And yeah, he did it with the Mavs, but he also had Kyrie Irving on that team. Let's not forget that.
He has Austin Reeves. He is a real center for the first time in his
He
career.
does. He not for the first time since he's left Dallas. I think he had two centers when he was in Dallas, and Gafford and.
You don't
Derek
count
Lively.
Birdman as a center?
No. Oh, Birdman. Yes.
Birdman was great, man.
He was. He was a really talented player. Started in Denver. That's where he made his name. Then ultimately went to Miami and was a key part in that championship run there. The defensive end.
I mean, it's going to take a little time to adjust. Yes, there's going to be some movement. I do think they're a top 4 team when it comes to the East. But just because they added LeBron listen, they added LeBron and Jaylen Brown, and I don't think a team had a worse offseason than Boston because of
I'd say the Cavs. Cavs had a worse
No
offseason. Yeah.
way. No, again, you traded away Jaylen Brown to the Sixers, and because of that, the Sixers got LeBron for $4 million. Like,
saying
LeBron's
that's
not
bad,
going to the Sixers if it's not with Jaylen Brown as well.
but they also feel like they got what was a better fit in Paul George next to Jason Tatum. High usage Jason Tatum, I'm very excited to see. They also got Mitchell Robinson. No doubt the Jaylen Brown trade stings, but I still think they had a better offseason than the Cavs, who rolled out the red carpet for the LeBron homecoming that he said no thanks to.
You
And
just
now their
raised me
pivot
a
is
Paul
Mario
George.
Hezonja.
You just raised me up Paul George. Where's James Harden going to sign?
probably
Probably
back with the
back.
Cavs.
Wait.
The Cavs will have the same roster.
And where's Kawhi going to be?
That'll get done eventually.
That's what we keep hearing.
That's what we've been saying for a month.
Months.
Well,
Months.
it did
Dude
get
won a
done, and then-
Pulitzer during the time. Posted a thing and won a Pulitzer during this time. Months. Not month, months.
Well, the trade got finalized a month ago.
And now there's, listen, I'm not putting it past the Fanatics to have some sort of, and Tops. But again, I don't think, this is reckless speculation and allegedness, but there's a reason why the other owners aren't freaking out during all of these things, because I got a feeling that all of the owners are doing this. If you look into Jalen Brunson, I'm worried about that. You look into LeBron and Tops, I bet you that's something.
The Bucks are getting investigated for the Gary Trent Jr. contract.
Yeah, the Gary. Well, that's more like the Joe Smith thing. But
Yeah.
again, you got Giannis as a frontman for Kaushi, changing the odds during the trade deadline. Let's figure out what's going on here, because there is certainly some Tim Donaghy gray areas going on, allegedly going on.
Supposedly, allegedly.
But it's just, again, they're a good team. Are they the best team in the East? No. Are they the best team in basketball? No. But in this world of instant reaction and 24-hour news cycles, we're already giving the Sixers their championship.
Well, people need something to talk about.
You mean you don't want to talk about Dak's contract?
No.
Not really.
I'm pretty sure that was a first take headline today.
That got given that contract like 5 years ago. It's okay.
All right, let's take a break here, and when we come back, we're going to head to the NFL, hit the gridiron as training camps are set to open in less than 24 hours. Pittsburgh Steelers and Philadelphia Eagles reporting on Tuesday as the NFL opens up for 2026. We'll be right back here on WBRE WYOU 2022 Sports Night. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Are you guys ready?
Ready?
Yeah, we are.
We ready. We ready.
Oh, I wasn't even trying to do that.
No, I wasn't either until you did that. I don't know what you tried to do just there.
Never quarterback
I
cadence.
think it right 80.
Ready?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what's Rogers? Blue? No, yeah. Green 18 or something like that he's famous for.
I think, yeah.
Green something,
Green
yeah.
18.
Did it? It's football season, man. How is it at the end of this week? It's August. How?
Time flies.
Who's having
I
fun
didn't know.
though?
Hall of Fame
Oh.
game next Thursday.
Oh, you know what I missed? This weekend was speaking of Hall of Fame, this weekend was a Hall of Fame introduction. I totally blanked on it. I'm turning on my TV and I see Carlos Beltran in Cooperstown. I so wanted to go to that.
Yes, Andrew Jones as well.
I don't care about him.
Well, Mike Tomlin did. Mike Tomlin was at the
Yeah,
event wearing an Andrew Jones. He said they share the same banker.
I mean, Andrew Jones is probably the best defensive center fielder in the last 20 years, 30 years, aside from Ken Griffey Jr. But yeah, no, I just Hall of Fame game is what?
Thursday, August 6th. Carolina.
So
and
we have
Arizona.
football in 10 days?
Something like that.
Something
yeah.
like that? There's a football game
Thursday.
in about 10 days?
Sounds about right.
And they just redid the contract of Jacoby Brissett, so he's going to be the starter in Arizona. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. What, 1 year, 15? Did I
Yeah,
see that right?
like a $10 million pay raise from where he was, which fair enough.
So we're all just tanking for Arch.
Yeah, they'll be one of the teams. up there.
Arizona, Miami,
Jets.
the
Jets, yeah.
the Jets. Who else is tanking for Arch? Who's going to be awful for Arch? Cleveland.
Well,
No, Cleveland's just awful in general.
I don't know I don't know if they're going to try and run it with Deshaun Watson, see how good they can be, because they had a good draft last year.
They're definitely going
They
to run it
have
with
a-
Deshaun Watson,
They
but
have
that's
a
going to
pro-
be good.
But Shedeur Sanders made the Pro Bowl.
I would rather have Shedeur than Watson. I'm done with Deshaun Watson.
So are his legs.
But
Yeah, that's my point.
Who in the NFC? The NFC doesn't really have anyone outside of Arizona that's going to be in the awful for Arch sweepstakes.
Yeah.
The NFC West is too good. The NFC North is too good.
And
the
yeah, but
NFC
okay,
East
we
has
say
their
all these things,
quarterbacks.
but then it's always, the NFL is just, it's its own entity. And I mean, there's always like 5 new teams in the playoffs. And again, none of us right now last year would have said, oh, yeah, the Seahawks are the team to beat. I mean, I think ultimately I wouldn't be surprised if. I would be very surprised if Miami was any good. I'd be very surprised if Arizona was any good. I'd be very surprised if.
I'd say the Browns.
But I wouldn't
especially.
be. Okay, here's the thing. If you tell me at the end of the season the Raiders are 9-8, I guess that wouldn't surprise me.
They have Kirk Cousins. They could be okay.
Reportedly with Fernando Mendoza not playing,
I just.
not
I don't-
starting
I
the season
don't-
as least.
He'll play at the back half. You don't
Yeah.
draft him number 1 overall to sit him for a year.
That's actually what you used to do. That
Yeah.
used to be the way to do it.
Not anymore.
I mean, I think the Giants are going to be awful.
I think
don't
the Giants
think they're
could be
gonna
good.
Awful.
I think they could be good, and I don't think that they will be. I
They
think the
won't be.
Giants are going to be awful.
I don't think they're going to be in that bottom tier of teams. I think there's that all the teams we've mentioned for the most part probably will be worse.
Giants could win like 6 to 8 games.
Yeah, they won't.
Schedule's not.
They're not
that
going to be
terrible.
amazing, but they're not going to be at that bottom tier of
Yeah.
5 or below wins.
I
Harbaugh
don't.
raises the floor enough.
He does, but I don't believe in Jackson Dart. They aren't going to have Malik Neighbors back. They aren't going to have Cam Skadagbu back. Like, I just don't think that team is built the way that John Harbaugh necessarily wants it, and there's going to be some overhaul, and I do wonder how much longer their GM will be there. I know they just signed him to a new deal, but other than 3 draft picks, he really hasn't done anything. Because, I mean, Abdul Carter is still, it's hit or miss on that was a good draft pick. He had a couple of DNPs last year. So, the art, and again, There's a couple of good quarterbacks. I mean, are we sure Arch is going to be number one? I do think Arch will be number one. There's no doubt in my mind that Arch will be number one.
Who else is
Dante
in the
Moore.
conversation? Yeah, that's true.
Dante Moore
will
for
be
sure.
there.
Jeremiah Smith is in the conversation as well.
Yeah.
And there will be a defensive lineman, I'm sure, that will be in the conversation because an edge rusher always comes out of nowhere.
One of Miami's guys, probably.
Just any of them. I mean, just an edge rusher always comes out of nowhere to go up there. So, we're talking about football because football is back.
And it is.
In fact, actually, I was watching today a former Philadelphia Eagle making his grand appearance at a new camp. A.J. Brown putting the helmet on for his Patriots. And Mike Vrabel deflecting the reporter's questions with a nice little puppy under his arm. Because if you have a puppy under your arm, because if you have a puppy under your arm, we can't talk about you and Diana Rossini.
So a lot of good PR coming out of the early part of New
Yo, if I'm Mike
October.
If I'm Mike Vrabel, I'm walking out with Diana Rossini under my arm, not a puppy. I'm like, what? I'm 13-3. We were 3-13 2 years ago. You want Gerard Mayo back? Sure, have him. You want Bill Belichick back? All right, you take him, Mike Lombardi, and Jordan. You bring them back. Yeah. I go wherever I want, and I turn franchises around into Super Bowl contenders.
By playing quarterbacks with broken ankles and Jared Stidham in conference championship games.
Okay, like, who else was he going to play?
It was a weak path. It's not his fault.
Yeah.
Doesn't make it not true.
I don't think that game against Denver was a weak path. And I actually don't think that they should not have won that game. Sean Payton messed up royally in that game.
If Bo Nix plays in that game, Denver is going to the Super Bowl.
Especially
they didn't look good with Bo Nix in the game. The week before, they did not look good even with Bo Nix.
The Patriots didn't look good either.
They didn't look good against the Houston Texans the week before.
Or the Chargers,
it wasn't
quite
for
frankly.
C.J. Stroud throwing like 4 or 5.
Maybe it's because of the defense, guys.
Yeah, they had a good defense, but
their offense wasn't.
A semi-competent offense, if they faced that, could have negated what New
we saw
England
that
is
in the
doing
Super Bowl.
offense.
Yes, we saw that in the Super Bowl. I do want to point out, though, that Super Bowl, I still will say this, could have gone so much differently because the first 2 drives, Darnold threw about 3 balls that very easily could have been pick sixes. It could have been 21-0 Patriots without the Patriots even being on the field because there was about 3 balls that the Patriots guys, their DBs were just jumping and they were just right through the hands. It was like, all right, they're going to get one of these, and they just didn't get one of those.
Fortunately, they didn't, but that's how it is sometimes, and we'll see. We'll see if New England can get back to the mountaintop this year in a revamped AFC and with a lot of contenders returning, improvement within their division, but improvement within the conference itself.
Are they the favorites in the AFC East?
The Patriots?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Over the Bills.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Okay.
1,000%. They're a better team than Buffalo, and Buffalo's on the decline.
I do like the DJ Moore addition. I think.
Okay, sure. You add DJ Moore, we're gonna add AJ Brown.
I'm saying I still expect the Bills to be competitive.
No, I'm not saying I don't disagree that I don't think the Bills will be competitive, but everything that the Bills did, the Patriots did as well and did it better.
Well, the Buffalo Bills, according to ESPN, are slight favorites with a -136 to New England's +125.
That's because people love Josh Allen, and that's
Who doesn't love Josh Allen?
Well, you know who loves Josh Allen? The other team, because his interception numbers have gone up every season. His turnover numbers have gone up every season. Like he had that one great year with Dayball. And since then, his interception and turnover numbers have gone back up. His accuracy has gone back down. So, okay, cool. Josh Allen figured it out. No, he didn't. He had a good year with Dayball. And Joe Brady does not impress me.
Oh, no. I agree.
So, again, what did they do that makes you think, okay, they're going to take the next step?
I think it's more about expecting regression from New England.
Why? Why would you expect
schedule.
that? But I get the harder schedule, but why would you expect regression from New England?
That's why.
But that's my question: is why? Because of the tougher schedule, you expect regression?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to win 13, 14 games like they did last year.
I don't know if
I think that they easily win 12.
I don't know that the offensive output they had with May is that sustainable, and we saw how teams were able to adjust to him in the playoffs. And were able to
Throwing to
shut him down.
Stephon Diggs. Now he's throwing to AJ Brown.
All right, he was
Stephon
throwing
Diggs
to,
wasn't
he was throwing to
bad.
Stephon Diggs all year. It's not like he was throwing to AJ Brown in the regular season, and then AJ Brown just disappeared in the playoffs.
I'm
He
just
was throwing to the same
Stephon
guys all
Diggs had
year.
800 yards receiving at what, age 30 something? Like AJ Brown is going to have should have a better year than Stephon Diggs.
I would hope.
And if that is the case, they absolutely should win 12 games. They're going to win.
I think they'll be
Okay,
around
they
the-
got
I
at
think
least they got at least 2 over the Dolphins and at least 2 over the Jets without even trying.
That is true.
That's
They are-
4.
Well, yeah, that should be. Sometimes they have trouble going to Miami, though.
Yeah, I don't know about this year though. I do know that they have trouble going to Miami, but I hope
Jay
they-
Cutler beat him, and I think it is his last NFL
Jay
start.
Cutler was good, okay?
Yeah, but he just didn't care
Did
about his
not.
body.
Jay Cutler didn't care about anything.
Okay,
and I
if
respect
you look
that.
like Jay Cutler and was still smashing Lauren Conrad, would you care about your body?
Well, I'm talking about his production on the football field.
4,000 yards, man. Dude was chain. Dude was chain smoking bogeys, throwing for 4,000 yards, living in South Beach and having whatever with Lauren Conrad. He was living the high life.
Yes, but again, he went to one NFC Championship game,
Yeah, I know, and hurt himself.
hurt
I mean,
himself.
the guy
was on
tore
the-
his MCL.
I know, it was legit. It was legit. It was just, it looked bad because of the way that it was on the sideline. Him and LaDainian Tomlinson.
and then his teammates have come out. A lot of his, I think Brandon Marshall, who defended him his whole career, finally came out after he retired and said, I can't defend Jay Cutler any longer. He did it because he was on his team.
All right. Well, I mean, again, I don't understand how they are not favored over the Bills. But all right, we've
give
talked
you that.
about everyone but the Eagles and the Steelers. So we're going to take a little break. We'll come back and we'll talk about the 2 teams that people actually care about in this area. But that again said, it's football. Everyone cares about football, no matter
Yep.
what team it is. So, all right, we'll be right back. 28-22 Sports Night right here on the CTV Now app. All right, welcome in, welcome back. We are in the second half here on 28-22 Sports Night as the Eagles and the Steelers are getting ready for camp. Aaron Rodgers headed in for his 22nd and final NFL training camp. Eagles as well, trying to bounce back after a bit of a disappointing season last year, getting bounced in the playoffs early, and retooling and revamping the offense after the departure of A.J. Brown and hopeful return of a healthy Lane Johnson. That makes a big, big difference, especially
Yes,
when it
very
comes
much.
to
Whole
Saquon
offensive
Barkley.
line, really.
Yeah, and I mean, you look at the offense. The offense last year wasn't that different. The big production number that was different was Saquon Barkley didn't break any of those big 60-yard runs. I mean, even Saquon's numbers weren't that different. It was just that, you know what, the year prior he had 2,000 plus yards because, I mean, he broke so many 60, 65, 70-yard runs. He just didn't have those. I mean, he had a highlight, obviously. It got him the cover of Madden, but, I mean, he didn't have the 65, 70-yard runs like he did the year before. Hopefully, the return of Lane Johnson, the rest of the offensive line being healthy, that will help. But, yeah, certainly a brand-new offense in Philadelphia as they get ready to take on the NFC East, which is vast improved. Dallas improving its defense. Washington healthy. And I don't think New York's any good, but whatever.
I'm not sold on Washington.
Still an older team, but they did have some viable improvements. The big question I think there offensively is probably
Jaden Daniels' health.
well that and who outside of Terry McLaurin is the guy going to throw to. I think that's still a big lingering
Yeah.
question
I
there.
still think that NFC Championship run was a fluke, and we're overinflating that. They beat a struggling Bucks team and a Lions team that had no defense.
These aren't flukes, though, bro. These are how the NFL pans out in December and January. It's who's healthy and who's hot.
Yeah,
It's not flukes.
And they went on a fluke run.
So did the Giants, and they won 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah, and that's fine. But nobody's sitting here acting like the Giants are going to be competitive off of the back of that.
That's not true. Giants fans think that they're going to be amazing. Just like Bills fans, they think they're going to be amazing.
I think the Giants will be better than Washington.
I just don't. I'm sorry.
I'm still gonna take Washington, but I think the Giants.
I do really, really like John Harbaugh, and I would love for him to be the Jets coach at some point in time. But at the same time, I do think he was aided a lot by Lamar Jackson, and he was going to be fired a couple of times, and then Lamar went Lamar, and you can't fire the coach after your quarterback wins an MVP. But
he probably, realistically looking back, he probably should have been fired after that home loss when they were big favorites against Tennessee.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry went into his house. Ryan Tannehill.
When 2020,
Yeah.
that was, yeah.
Probably looking back, again, hindsight's 2020. Looking back, Harbaugh probably should have been fired after that.
yeah, but again, I mean, you have these incidents, and then you get Lamar, and all of a sudden you get a second lease on life. I don't think Jackson Dart's that good. I'm sorry. I don't. I think Jackson Dart has a lot of Charlie Manziel in him.
I think he's had more success thus far in his career than Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, I think he
That's
did.
not saying much.
Yeah, again,
I
yeah.
know
What are you
that, but
what are you saying in that? That's,
He's a little. I don't know. I think Johnny had a lot of. I think Johnny was also a bigger star in college football, and that played a lot.
for sure.
I don't
sure.
think
He won a
Jackson.
Heisman.
He did, but you don't let the Heisman get into your head. And
No,
start
yeah,
doing
yeah.
what
Listen,
the
Johnny's
stuff
his
he
own
did.
thing, but I think the Eagles are the team to beat still.
I'm going to say I think Dallas is a bigger threat to them than people are giving them credit
Oh,
for.
that's for sure. There's no question about that. I don't doubt that. Dallas is really good. They got 2 of the best wide receivers in the NFL. They vastly improved their defense. I think Micah Parsons is great, but I don't think he is on the level yet of Myles Garrett, despite if Micah Parsons wants to say that he is.
Well, that's a Packers problem.
And even if I understand that, but I'm saying I don't think that the Dallas defense got terrible by losing Micah Parsons.
They did initially.
They got Rashad Gary back.
They did they did improve their defense. They got Kenny Clark. They have half of the Green Bay Packers defensive line with Sean Gary.
Jalen Thompson was an amazing signing.
They got Quinnen Williams. Let's not forget about that.
Yeah.
Quinnen Williams, he's the big trade deadline acquisition there. Donovan Ezeraku, I think
Ezeraku, yeah.
I think he's
He
their
contributed.
And they
Yes.
got arguably the best safety in the draft.
DeMario. Yeah,
Forgot about Caleb Downs.
Yeah,
they
they
added
got-
2 first-round picks actually. They
Yeah.
got Caleb Downs and they added Malachi Lawrence.
Their
out of
defense is
UCF.
good, and they match up well against Philly. You're right. I mean, you're not saying anything, I don't think, shocking by saying that Philly needs to worry about the Dallas Cowboys this year.
I think I'm not saying you specifically, but in general, people are just penciling in the Eagles. Oh, the Eagles are going to win the division again.
Well, that's because
Dallas gave him some problems. Last year again.
again, when it comes down to it, they have shown consistency over the last few years. That's the reason why it's easy to say, "Oh, pencil them in."
Yeah.
I mean, you
And I'm
don't
saying
know
you
what
shouldn't
you're
do
getting
that.
sometimes from Dallas. You don't know what you're getting sometimes from Washington, and I mean, New York is the wild card. But I think it's still easy to say that on paper they're the best team in the division for sure. But their defense is completely different than it was last year for sure. I mean, they've lost the 2 of their starting out of the secondary. They lost, a couple of those Georgia prospects that they were able to draft. So, I mean, it is going to be a different Eagles team, but Vic Fangio does know what he's doing, and despite his press conference, Nick Sirianni knows what he's doing and knows how to keep a team together.
He does. And
Does
it's-
He
he?
does, yes, he
Does he?
does.
2023 and
more of a
2025
rah-rah.
suggest he does not know how to keep a team together.
He's more of a rah-rah guy.
He doesn't know how to talk to A.J. Brown, but other than that, I haven't really heard too many people coming out against Vic Fangio.
Not Fangio.
Or sorry, Nick Sirianni.
That's true. But
Yeah,
but
okay.
looking
AJ
at the
Brown got
last-
pissed. Other than that, have you heard really a lot of people talking like they don't like playing for the guy?
But I've also watched this team fall apart in 2 of the last 3 years. You have to be able to rally the locker room and keep the team together in order to earn that.
And he did that, 3 years ago when everyone said he should be fired, and he ended up finishing the year winning the Super Bowl trophy, beating the Chiefs.
Bad Chiefs team, but different conversation.
Which, by the way,
You want to talk about fluke teams?
by the
that
way,
Chiefs team.
no, get out of here saying which one of the 3 out of 4 Super Bowl teams?
That Chiefs team.
You mean the one that went
many-
to its 3rd Super Bowl in 4 years?
Yeah, they
Its
were out of
5th
camp.
Super Bowl. It wasn't a fluke.
To be fair, that team did lose 2 of their 2 starting tackles towards the end of the year.
By
And
the
I
way,
think that played a big
Patrick
part.
Mahomes
Yeah,
is
they-
on the football field. Does
Yeah,
everyone
they
know
had
that,
the
right?
most one-score games.
Mahomes
of,
is
any
back
NFL
on the
team ever.
field despite the going down in week 9. Mahomes is on the field.
That's going to be interesting.
But that's also
No,
gonna
it's
be-
not. He probably went over to the same place that Kobe and LeBron and all those dudes and Peyton went in Switzerland, in the Alps, and got his blood transfused and all these things, and he'll be fine.
We'll see.
He's
if
going to
we'll-
take hits. We'll find out then.
He might not, though.
Well, yeah, he isn't going to take hits during training camp.
No, but I say, okay, he might not, though, because, again, when you look at the parallels between Mahomes and you look at the parallels between Mahomes and Brady, and Brady got hurt in year, I think, 9, and Mahomes gets hurt in year 9, and they're around the same age. And Brady learned after getting hurt how not to take hits, how to get the ball out quickly, how to avoid these things. He might not. Who knows? Maybe Mahomes puts a new added wrinkle into his game and has the fastest release in all of football. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Is he's going to have to learn how to play the game a little differently. And I know maybe we don't get the diving left-handed no-look passes from Patrick Mahomes anymore, but I don't doubt that he's smart enough and has enough football intelligence to figure out how to play the game a different way.
He also needs more support from the offensive line.
They've improved the offensive line, and they improved some of the weapons that he's throwing to.
It's the same offensive line they had last year. Suamatai has struggled at guard. Jalen Moore isn't great. It was the one area they really didn't address over the offseason. I'm not saying they're going to be awful or they're going to be the worst offensive line in the league, but that is something to keep an eye on, considering they did nothing to majorly improve it, and he's coming off of his first major injury.
Agreed. It's a good
and
point.
I'm sure they're hoping as well to get some more production out of Josh Simmons, who they drafted last year. I know they drafted him in the first round, then he was dealing with some mental health issues, didn't play a large part in the back half of that year. But yeah, as you mentioned, Jalen Moore is going to have to improve. The interior, I think Trey Smith and Creed Humphrey are two real capable players. But
even then, Trey Smith gets banged up all the time.
Well, that's why I have depth. Hopefully their depth proves, or hopefully he just doesn't get hurt.
Just before we take a break here, and we'll come back and we'll talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers on the backside here, as we're talking about the Kansas City Chiefs. Obviously, all of our thoughts, prayers, even though those T's and P's don't really do anything in a time and a situation like this. But Eric Bieniemy and his family and everything that they're going through with the tragic news today coming out involving Eric Bieniemy's wife and his son, who is currently arrested and being charged with a variety of different crimes in regards to the alleged interaction between him and his mother. So, again, when we're sitting here and talking about football for 30, 35 minutes and, what the Chiefs are going to do between Justin Fields and Pat Mahomes, what really matters is what's going on with the Bieniemys right now. So, no real easy way to transition out of that. Probably the best way to do is just take a break here. So, we'll be back in just a few moments here to WBRE, WYOU 2822 Sports Night. All right, thank you for joining us here on this Monday night as we wrap up 28-22 Sports Night here for the week. Just about a week left. And speaking of a week, just about a week left before the trade deadline in the Major League Baseball. Wow, how old am I? The Facebook, the Instagram. We're live on the Facebook. We're live on the YouTube. You catch us Amazon, Apple, Roku. But yeah, about a week left here before the trade deadline. Obviously, Philly's going to be buyers. Ricky, Pirates going to be buyers?
They're expected to be. That's what Ben Sherrington said. He said, we're going to do what everyone. He said, what we're going to do at this point in the season with this roster, the results that they've gotten. It looks like they are going to be buyers as trade deadline. I think August 3rd is the deadline, but yes, expect some bullpen help to be added to the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Is that what they need to stay in this wild card race?
Yes, the bullpen is awful. I know their starting pitching hasn't been great as of late, but you've got the guys in there already to sort of fix that. The bullpen, they don't really have the guys in there. They have one or two guys that they can reliably turn to, particularly, some middle relievers. But as far as guys that can close games consistently, they just haven't found that type of player, and they don't have that type of player.
So where are they looking? Who are they? How do you get that player? Who's out there right now that they could get to answer that question?
Well, it was Mason Miller until the Padres have sort of turned things around and they're back over 500. So it's going to be interesting to see what them in particular going to do, because the Padres were expected to be running a
fire sale
at the deadline, and that just has not happened, in part because of the success that they've had recently. They're back over 500.
I mean, that's the same with the Red Sox too. They were expected to be sellers, and now they're clearly buyers.
Yes, so honestly, again, I think the Padres were where a lot of teams were going to go for some help, but the Mets have been linked to the Pirates on multiple players. As far as
AJ Minter, Brooks Raleigh.
I think
Luke Weaver.
But they got another year of control with Weaver, so you're going to have to give up something to get Weaver.
And that's the Pirates have, or at least Ben Sherrington has said they are willing to give up prospects. They're willing to give up players to go out and improve their bullpen. And again, he said they're not looking for anything in particular. He said they're looking at 1-year rentals. They're looking at guys, deep under contracts. They're not really looking at, any type of one player that that they could look at. But yeah, it's going to be Pirates should be buyers along with the Phillies as well.
Do the Phillies finally get the Mike Trout deal done?
No. Mike Trout doesn't want to leave Anaheim.
Why?
He doesn't want to leave Anaheim.
Because he's been there his entire career, I guess. I don't understand it either, but he's been there long enough. He doesn't want to leave.
He likes being, because if he comes to Philly, he'll be front page every day, and he loves being in Anaheim, just flying under the radar as the most unrecognizable $500 million man in the world.
Yeah, like Byron Buxton does, to a lesser financial extent. But
all right, so if they can't get Trout, where do the Phillies go?
I don't think they're going in with the mindset of they're getting Mike Trout. I think you're going into the mindset of upgrade the bullpen. I know they've talked to the Mets about guys like Luke Weaver, AJ Minter.
Yeah, Mets aren't trading anyone to Philly.
They've done it before.
This Mets front office is not going to trade anyone to Philly.
Okay.
I know that they've done it before, but that was under the Wilpon and Minaya era. I don't see David Stearns and Uncle Stevie improving Philadelphia, especially when the New York Post on the back page of every day is calling for Stearns to be gone and Uncle Stevie to sell the team.
Well, if you're going to get the prospect return, you do it anyway.
Yeah, but no, he doesn't care about that. Uncle Stevie wants the casino return.
The Mets also have, I think, one of the worst prospect
pipelines.
Yeah,
so do the Phillies.
They don't have a lot.
Yes.
The Phillies don't have a lot to give up.
Yeah, that's
Taylor Ward out in Baltimore makes a lot of sense for the outfield just because it's a right-handed hitter. It's somebody who gets on base, unlike everyone else in that lineup. And then bullpen-wise, it's tough because there's not a lot of real sellers. I mean, do they call up the Royals and see what Daniel Lynch is going to cost? I'd like Daniel Lynch, but I don't know if that's the answer.
Who's going after Freddie Peralta?
The Cubs.
Yeah.
Cubs need pitching.
But they already made a move with
really
the Mets
need
for
pitching.
pitching. They got David Peterson, and that didn't do anything.
I think you're willing to bank on the upside of Freddie Peralta more than David Peterson.
But
Chicago won't. Because
I
it's a
understand that, but
rental.
I'm just saying, like with the Cubs, they don't have a whole lot of prospects. One of the
Cubs have decent prospects. They
yeah,
have
and they
solid
sent the
prospect
one
pool.
that the Mets wanted already to David Peterson. So I don't know what they're going to package together to get Peralta from the Mets. Although the Mets got to get rid of Peralta because they're not going to sign him for 8 years, and he wants 8 years. His next contract, he wants 8 years.
Yeah, they're gonna lose. It's either trade him at the deadline or lose him for nothing.
Or trade him back to the Brewers for Jet Williams and Brandon Sproat.
Yeah, the Brewers. Who Arizona could be a team that
The
comes
Brewers
after him?
legit actually are in consideration and likely one of the favorites for Peralta, which fine, trade him back to the Brewers. That's fine. Can we get Jet and Brandon Sproat back, please?
Do the Brewers want to give up the prospect capital it would cost to get him? Like Logan Henderson's been really good. I know Kyle Harrison's been hurt, but he's been pretty good. Shane Drone has emerged.
This is the year that the Brewers have to beat the Dodgers.
I agree. I just don't think
Because if
someone's
they,
ready. For
this is going to be the only opportunity, I think, for the Brewers to be able to beat the Dodgers. This is the year.
I don't think that upgrade comes in Freddie Peralta.
I'm not
think
saying
it's
it does or
someone else.
doesn't. I'm just saying that the Brewers have to go all in. Doesn't matter what they call on the prospects. The Brewers have to go all in here.
Yeah, eventually, again, the year Mizorowski's having,
He's going to win
how
the
they
Cy Young.
yeah,
And you got to pay him soon. So this is the year.
exactly. So they're gonna have to. This is the year that they're gonna have to go all in.
And this is the year you can get the Dodgers, I think.
But what did the problem is? What do the Brewers actually need? The bullpen's pretty good. Another starter would be nice. I don't think it's a necessity. Is it just a case of Matt Chapman for third base because David Hamilton's there?
I don't think the Mets are going to get what they want for Peralta, though. And because of the prior relationship between the Brewers and the Mets, I think that ends up being the likely trade partner. We out of time? You giving us the signal? All right, we're back tomorrow, Tuesday. We're going to be out live in the field for the 6 p.m. as we have the high school basketball elite championships. We'll preview that tomorrow as well. Plus crosscutters on the diamond, and Rail Riders head to Iowa for the first time in more than a decade. So don't go anywhere. We will be back 8 o'clock tomorrow. Ricky Turner, Nate Johns, and myself right here on the BRE WYOU 2822 CTV Now app. Make sure you download it. Amazon, Apple, Roku. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you tomorrow.